Is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. To the genuine ones with no malicious intentions, I truly hope that you continue to find peace within, regardless to who gave up on you or overlooked you during your journey. You matter and you are worthy. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions, and I say that respectfully. You had good days, bad days. You was dealing with pain, emotionally, physically. Certain folks didn't understand how you actually showed up for yourself, being patient with time and day. You had days when you barely could get out of bed. Certain folks would never understand actually what you was going through. They swear at you lazy, slow, stupid, and retarded. Hold on one second. You ain't trying to do anything with your life, but that was a lie. They would never understand the vision that God endowed within you. When God gave you the strength to get up, to show you at the end of the day you got this. Don't give up on yourself when it came to your potential. Certain folks will never understand your potential when it comes to hold on one second. Certain folks said you was a mistake, but you understood that the hold on one second you was trying to abandon yourself another day. The energy is different. Operating out, getting out of bed, being in pain, going from point A to Z, and you have hidden agendas. The energy is different. Certain folks will never understand why you didn't give up on yourself when you're almost dead. He almost gave up on you, only to realize that God never showed up. God never stopped showing up for you. God never stopped loving you. God never stopped bringing balance into your life. The energy is different. They would never understand what you overcame. Understanding your existence, we all not the same. Practice makes perfect. They would never understand your reality when it comes to your world, how God will show you on time when God truly shows you. You know how it feels to folks to give up on you, overlook you. You know how it feels to be rejected, only to realize it was truly your protection. You know how it feels for folks not to see you smile when they try to shortchange you, to throw smoke at you in a toxic way. How they want you to become your worst enemy, but you understood that God installed a gift within you when it came to your reality. That was your faith. That was that light when it came to that blueprint. Becoming your best self vision of yourself. It wasn't a mistake. They didn't understand elevation. My content is not for everybody. It's not. They say practice makes perfect when it comes to your world. They will never understand your love language when it comes to your existence. The better yourself when it comes to your mental health. I said, hi, neighbor, neighbor, neighbor. Hello, hello. Hi, neighbor, neighbor, neighbor. Hello, hello. Nah, it's the train of thought for me. How when folks be real at the end of the day, they actually mean what they say and they saying how with no ill intentions. They not giving you the evil eye when they actually respecting their neighbor with no ill intentions. The energy is different when it comes to elevation. We all not haters. We fall from projecting spell on our neighbor. We all don't operate the same when it comes to certain ancestors. At the end of the day, the energy is different. When you know, you know. I truly appreciate your time to the genuine ones, and I say that respectfully. I hope all is well in your end, and I say that respectfully. They say how your day is going. Hello, hello. I actually meant what I said that day. I didn't have ill intentions. I don't to trauma bond you. I wasn't trying to project pain. I ain't had to play mind manipulations games. When I actually acknowledged myself that day, the energy is different. You ever had somebody that walked into your life with no ill intentions? They ain't had to project spell work on you in a toxic way. They wasn't sitting there giving you the evil eye. They actually acknowledge you that hold on one second, I ain't trying to get in your business. I ain't trying to disrespect you. That energy is different. We holding up the same when actually introducing ourselves to our neighbor. Because folks will come into your life only because they was truly a hater. They put you in competition because you tie your shoe different. They don't understand how you understood healing to truly go within, how you stand before yourself today when it comes to confidence. They don't like the fact that you have swag when it comes to your vocabulary, your love language, allowing you to go within. You wasn't trying to be like nobody else but you. So that you wasn't allowing us to overlook another day, becoming your worst enemy. That energy is different. We all not the same. Operating out of jealousy and envy that don't run through your blood. They will never understand how you stand before yourself today. Understanding the lens that God gave you when it came to your faith. It wasn't a mistake. Regardless of get when you overlooked you during your journey. You can sound like a broken record all day long, but the right people that's really for you at the end of the day gonna show up for you, not to project pain. It would be an even exchange. How practice makes perfect when it comes to time and day. They would never understand gravity when you caught your blessings right to left. You didn't reject yourself another day. The energy is different. They didn't understand how you was smiling. They didn't understand how you overcame all the blackmail, the animosity, the gang stalking. It was truly real. Not one lie was told when they try to get you out of character. They wanted you to be misled by pain. Only realize it wasn't an even exchange. Because God was really protecting you. You know, worship the devil. That energy is different. We all not the same. My content is not for everyone. I say that respectfully. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. What's a dream if you don't have a vision? What's a dream if you don't show up for you? What's a dream if you can't keep it real with yourself? Hurting yourself with your own words, you're going to shortchange yourself. You realize you was willing to better yourself when it came to your mental health, asking God for guidance every single day when it came to elevation. Truly praying to go within and hold on 1 second. I got good intentions to become my best self, vision of myself, regardless who didn't show up for me, let alone love me, protect me. I know how it feels to be alone. Yeah, I'm a popular loner. I understood the elevation when I had to do myself wrong. Regardless who tried to blackmail me, I wasn't trying to hurt me. Another day becoming my worst enemy. They would never understand gravity. When I caught my blessings, I was choosing me. The energy is different. When you truly believe in hope, to better your health, you wasn't trying to catch a case when it came to your faith. They would never understand when you look in the mirror how you truly have a heart and you look at your neighbor like competition. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions, and I say that respectfully. With self love, if you don't show up for you, why would you want to abandon yourself another day if you say you're willing to choose you? You understood how it feels to lose yourself. Only the rest you wasn't trying to relapse another day. You was willing to better yourself. They would never understand how you stand before yourself today. They say practice makes perfect when it comes to your world. You ain't have ill intentions towards your neighbor. Second, but they comes when they come, they free will. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. You ain't have to listen to he say, she say to line somebody up. The energy is different. You overcame so many obstacles, the better when it came to your mental health and your passion and your reality that God was truly leading you to better days ahead, allowing you to see that you was truly the blessing this whole entire time, allowing you to choose you to go within. You had to heal certain childhood trauma and went into your adulthood. Not one lie was told. Becoming your worst enemy wasn't in your vocabulary. They would never understand that you allowed yourself to realize you are worthy. You almost gave up on yourself, but God never left your side. And not one lie was told when it came to elevation, going within. When God endured peace within you, folks put you in competition, but you was never part of their issue. You never saw your neighbor as competition, and you truly fall from a hater because you knew how to respect your neighbor. Regardless of how much elevation you was doing in your life, you still knew how to treat folks right, but you knew that everybody wasn't supposed to be part of your journey, and that was okay. Because you know every community is truly not for you. Yeah, they try to paint you out to be the villain in their story, but they would never say how they was almost about to catch a case when it came to you that day. How they try to take it your free will, paint you out to be something you truly wasn't. Or because God was showing you a vision that certain folks can relate to, allowing you to see your visions that hold on 1 second when it came to your faith. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. Always be yourself with no malicious intention. I say that respectfully. When you fall from a copycat, they can't take the blueprint from within you that God installed within you. That energy is different. We all not operating the same when it comes to being jealousy and envy at the end of the day. Because certain folks don't live in their blood. And especially when you're not out here psyching people their free will. And especially when you're not playing with spoken in a toxic way. You're not energy harvesting off innocent people's energy. You're not trying to destiny swipe with people. We all don't operate the same. You're not out here gang stalking folks, trying to see their next move, trying to take their content when they come to their free will because you got your own issues. My content is not for everybody. Always be yourself and no malicious intentions. Peace and respect to the neighbor. Stop the bond. Humanity worthy. My content is not for everybody. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. Never allow someone to make you feel like you have to live in fear. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. And never be discouraged because someone bullied you and you spoke up for yourself. It's not that you a snitch. Because at the end of the day, they will hope they had the same strength. We all don't operate the same, and I say that respectfully. Never allow someone to make you feel like you have to live in fear. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. My content is not for everyone, especially when you sign up for something that was one sided. And one thing you ain't got to do is lie when they try to blackmail you. You're not out here hacking people's devices, trying to blackmail them. We all don't operate the same. The energy is different. When you're passionate living your reality today and you worship the good God, not the devil, the energy is different. They would never understand how God allows you to see your faith and you stand before yourself today. You had good days, bad days, misunderstanding days, but it's just a certain mindset that you wasn't operating in when it comes to the enemy's plan. That energy is different. We all not the same. Have a safe year, weekend, day, evening. You matter, you're worthy. Never give up on yourself because someone gave up on you, overlooked you during your journey. You matter and you are worthy. My content is not for everyone. Practice comes perfect when it comes to your world. You know, when you start drawing and you're first beginner, first you feel so frustrated, like, dang, when am I going to get it together? Only to realize that, hold on 1 second. It took you a month or two. Some people take longer, but you became a pro at it when you least expected. It wasn't a rejection. It was truly a protection because God adored that gift within you when it comes to your talent. Everybody's talented in different shapes and forms. But when you bring something to light, they would never understand that you didn't do yourself wrong. Continue to be patient with your process when it comes to your creativity that God adored within you. The energy is different, especially when you're not trying to take your neighbor out their free will when it comes to their conscience, when you truly fall from a hater and you don't look at your neighbor like competition. We all know all the same. The energy is different. Always be yourself with no intentions. Never feel wrong for speaking up for yourself. Regardless if someone feels like you're a snitch, and I say this respectfully, and especially when it's your life and you had no parts in certain conversations. Don't ever feel wrong for speaking up for yourself. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And especially when you're the individual that's not out here taking people their free will or their conscience. And you're not out here playing with spoken in a toxic way. You're not out here energy harvesting off innocent people's energy. And you're not out here trying to destiny swipe with folks. We all don't operate the same. When you fall from a hater, when God brings the right people into your life, when it comes to balance, to hold on 1 second, time actually made sense when it comes to communicating with the right people that truly for you, that see your vision. And ain't got ill intentions like it you're free when it comes to your conscience. We all don't operate the same. The energy is different. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. When you're not out here hacking people's devices to blackmail them. We all not the same. I do not live in fear. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. But did you overcome neighbor? And you stand before yourself today. My content is not for everyone. It's not, and that's okay. You know, when individuals from your past try to blackmail you, try to humiliate you, and then as soon as you get the courage and speak up for yourself, now everybody's saying that you're doing too much. Now you need to be quiet. But it was okay for them to bully you. It was okay for them to disrespect you. It was okay for them to disgrade you in the most unhealthiest way. When they didn't see your potential, they didn't know how to respect you, they don't love you or protect you. Out here doing spoken in a toxic way, projecting lust, it wasn't an even exchange. When you actually know what you said, actions spoke louder than words. You still being patient with time and day when it comes to healing. I usually fall from a hater. You matter, you're worthy. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. You know, when God installs a light within you, when it comes to your blueprint, can nobody take it away from you, even when they try to duplicate you, even when they try to say that you're the copycat, and when you truly the original. Never allow someone to make you feel that you cannot become your best self version of yourself. Never allow someone to make you feel that folks don't love you and they gotta pay people to stop being in your life. They gotta pay people to do this and do that and make you feel like you're not worthy. You feel alone, but you're not alone. And I say that respectfully. Or they try to get you shadow banned or whatever it is you got going on in your life. Don't ever feel like you're alone because you matter and you are worthy. My content is not for everyone. You know, God endured that light within you. And because God endured that light within you, the people that is truly for you is going to see you and they're going to respect you, not have ill intentions. And when they communicate with you to come into your life, They don't look at you like competition. They fall from haters. They don't have ill intentions to take at your thought process, your feeling pockets like I say. They're not going to sit here and try to trauma bond you. They're not going to sit here and dig up your past and try to kick you down. Good day, bad day, or a misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully. They're not going to project spell work on you in a toxic way. They're not going to energy harvest off your energy. They're not going to try to destiny swipe with you because you know why? Y'all have your own light within you. Elevation when it came to key. Hold on 1 second. You don't worship the devil. That energy is different. We all not the same when it comes to projecting pain. You know, when the right people walk into your life, they don't look at you like competition. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. They don't. Always be yourself with noblest intentions. Have a safe year, day, evening, week, let on weekend. You mad and you're worthy. You mad and you're worthy. Never feel wrong for expressing yourself to the wrong person. Never feel wrong for respecting the wrong person. Because once you respected the wrong person, they had ill intentions towards you. They looked at you like competition. And that was never your vision. Because you didn't never looked at them like that. Next thing you know, someone is chasing you down, is trying to blackmail you, trying to gang stalk you, trying to project spell work on you. And one thing you didn't have to do was lie on your neighbor. It didn't matter if someone was in your life or not that was trying to suck at your free will when it come to your pockets. When someone sat there and actually entertained the conversation, they was truly in on it too. Like, hold on 1 second. My own neighbor. Didn't matter what community you was in. How they try to shortchange you because of the fact that someone had self-control problems. And they didn't want you to elevate. They didn't want you to have what God gave you. They was jealousy and envy because God endured the light within you. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. You know, God works in mysterious ways, and I don't worship the devil. You know, when the enemy or the devil thinks that they can stop God's plan, God always redirects his child, always. Even when you try to get them locked up, even when you try to say you're going to rob them, you're going to strip them from everything, you're going to have them homeless, you're going to put them in a psych ward, and nobody's going to believe you when you're speaking truth. Or your back is against the wall, we just jumped you, we just hurted you. Where's your God at now? It's funny how when the bully bullies you, and then when you speak up for yourself, you're wrong. But I never understood this mindset because it doesn't matter what household you in. If somebody bullies your child, you mean to tell me your child is wrong for speaking up for themselves? It doesn't matter how old your child is. Your child's in a domestic violence situation. You mean to tell me that your child is wrong for speaking up against someone that's abusing them? And your child life was almost taken? Somebody's bullying your child in school. I wish no bad on nobody's child. Your child comes home and your child's a good kid. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. It doesn't matter if your child's a good kid or not, but they wasn't bothering somebody else's child. And for your child to speak up, you mean to tell me that your child is wrong? Doesn't matter how old they are? It's a train of thought for me. How when the bully becomes an adult and the bully never grew up yet, and the bully decides to bully the wrong person, all because of the fact that they have control and issues. And nobody's going to believe that innocent person because it took a whole community to go up against that one person. When that innocent person didn't sign up for your conversation, someone acknowledged you to respect you. They wasn't looking for friends. They just knew how to respect their neighbor. And God saw everything. And one thing that child of God doesn't have to do is lie on you. That child of God wasn't trying to have you to have your back against the wall. But that's what you was trying to do to that child of God, though. Is that fair? You sat there and laughed within group text messages or whatever the case may be. I'm going to make this person become their own worst enemy. Ain't nobody going to believe you anyway. I'ma line you up so I got your free will. I don't give a fuck who came to me after they tell me any information. You made me feel like I don't like you. I hate your guts. All because of a group of people that went up against one person. All because someone projected a mindset on you that you thought was the norm. And you said you're getting better with time and day when it comes to healing, but you haven't actually went within. This type of stuff happens. How when folks grew up together, just to go up against individuals, start to have all this hate and animosity because of jealousy and envy. Someone knows how to be their authentic self. Someone's truly the blueprint of God's point of view. And they stand before themselves today. They fall from living in fear. They fall from being scared. And they know ain't nobody coming to save them, but they stand before themselves today. The energy is different. They walk these streets alone. They don't fear anybody. And they not trying to say to sound cocky. But it's a train of thought for me. Because that could have been anybody's child that knocked on your child's door. Just like about their free will. And nobody deserves that type of pain. My content is not for everyone. It's not. But it just goes to show you it didn't matter what neighbor it was. When someone knocks on somebody's door, how someone can be so vulnerable, how someone can have ill intentions towards somebody they don't even know or they do know, and go knock on somebody's door that they never even spoke to a day in their life to talk about their free will or to see if something is true or not. Imagine somebody knocking on your child's door and your child just got a check from their job, their first little job they got. It doesn't matter where the money comes from. And I say this respectfully. How your child just got their first little job and somebody on the job site decides to say, you know what? I don't give a fuck about my life today. And fuck your child too. And they decide to say, you know what? I'm taking your child's check today. It's not right. But why should it have to be your household for you to understand that it wasn't right what you did? Being participating in something at the end of the day, it wasn't an even exchange. And then you try to say something free will. The energy is different. It's one thing hating on somebody and being jealous of somebody. But then when you get to that mindset of having envy within you, to say something free will, that's taking it too far. Because now you got folks gathering up, plotting against one person, plotting against this person, plotting against that person, all because of jealousy and envy. It doesn't matter how someone gets their money. They wasn't trying to bother you. They didn't have to disrespect you. They actually respected you. And then you sit there and threaten somebody, disrespect them. Oh, well, I respected you once upon a time. Only for someone to tell you lies because someone decided to gang up on somebody because of the fact that someone didn't like their situation in their life and they humiliate somebody and allow the world to see. And not one lie was told. That God was real this whole entire time. This type of stuff happens. When you start to elevate in life, it doesn't matter where your funds is coming from. It doesn't matter if someone sends somebody a text message or not. Someone could be in a marriage. Someone could be a stranger. Someone's just watching somebody's pockets to affect their neighbor out their free will when it comes to their conscience. If something was truly somebody's, and I don't mean no disrespect in no shape or form, just like your child, it doesn't matter how old they are. They shouldn't have to rob somebody for something that's theirs. They shouldn't have to rob somebody to second about their free will if it was theirs. The energy is different. I realize, regardless of how old you are as an adult, everybody doesn't have common sense until it's your story. And it should never have to happen to you. Never. I don't wish bad on nobody. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. But it's a train of thought for me. When you start to elevate in your life, regardless if you got that job promotion or not, or you're an entrepreneur or not, if something is not somebody's, it should be no reason why somebody, an outsider, or regardless if someone knew somebody or not, should be going to different individuals. It doesn't matter what community it is to say, you know what, this is mine. And I want to take them out their free will. I want to have them robbed. You should never have to have somebody robbed or psyched out their free will if something is truly yours. And then when an innocent person speaks up, then you hate their fucking guts. You can't stand them. You don't like them. Now you got to sit here and blackmail them. How this type of behavior became the norm, or because of the bully was dead ass wrong. How this type of behavior is so norm, and it really isn't. At the end of the day, that's nothing but the devil's timing. But God works in mysterious ways too. My content is not for everybody. This young lady started her first good job, good high paying job. So happy for herself. She didn't deal with her family no more. He didn't deal with his family no more. Got a new car, got a new house, able to financially take care of themselves. And a stranger decides to say, you know what? I want to trauma bond this situation. I want to manipulate this situation. I'm gonna even blackmail people. I'm gonna even project spell work on this situation. I'm gonna even make people fall in love with me and this whole thing too. Ain't nobody gonna believe me. You know, the innocent person that spoke up for themselves because someone got controlling issues. Someone started their day. That dream job that they prayed for. Didn't matter what establishment it was. Didn't matter if it was their establishment or not. Didn't matter if someone left someone the funds when it comes to heritage. Didn't matter. No. Someone decides to say, hey, if I got proof or not, I want to psych this person they free, or I want to rob them. They owe me. This is mine. If something is really yours, you wouldn't have to go to the extreme of psyching somebody's thought process when it comes to their free will. You wouldn't have to sit there and get them robbed. If something was really yours, and you wouldn't have to blackmail people to have them gang up in a group of, amongst each other to go up against one person. If something is actually yours, it's a train of thought for me. The innocent person does not live in fear. They wasn't scared. They only spoke up for themselves. When God showed them an intuition that, hold on 1 second, I know I wasn't tripping. How can you try to take something from me that's mine? How can you try to take away my free will or something that's mine? You know, that's a crime. Even when you try to blackmail an innocent person to paint the picture that, hold on 1 second. Well, since they know it's true that you trying to do this or whatever the case may be, we gotta flip the script now to paint it out to be something that is not. It's already too late because God saw everything. You said somebody was slow, stupid, and retarded. They ain't gonna catch on. People think being a bully is cute. There's something attractive about you. I would hate for someone to project it on your child, regardless of how old they are. And I say that respectfully because nobody deserves that. You know, one thing when you don't have to do is lie. And especially when you know how to be honest. And especially when you don't run from your past, that energy is different. Regardless to who blackmailed you that day, regardless to who hacked your devices that day, we whole not the same. When God was in the room this whole entire time, you don't watch the devil, that energy is different. If something is truly yours, you wouldn't have to sit there and say something they free will. You wouldn't have to group up with individuals. You wouldn't have to go to this person, that person, this person, that person, and say that you want to get them robbed. You wouldn't have to say that. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. Never allow someone to make you feel like you have to live in fear. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Because any judge in a right mind, and especially someone that is actually on the right side, the one that's not being paid off, will look at your claim and dismiss it. Because first of all, you mean to tell me you came in here and you was about to commit a crime, and then you gather up all these goddamn people? Y'all want to do time? It's a train of thought for me. You know, people don't understand. We live in a spiritual world, and what happens in a spiritual world when someone is doing spell work, when it comes to 3D, when someone doesn't understand someone's protection, you just shortchange yourself out of your own blessed son. And that was choosing yourself to understand the self, reflect, to go within and stay in your own goddamn lane and be your authentic self and find what makes you happy. Go within when it comes to your creativity. You say you fall from a copycat, but you don't know how to be authentic at all. That energy is different. Trying to take on a personality that you truly not because you have an identity crisis. The energy is different. How you sit there and observe somebody and you try to be like them. Nobody's going to believe you. That's not your personality. My content is not for everybody. A judge that actually loves their job and that actually helps the community, and I don't mean no disrespect in no shape or form, is going to dismiss your case. Why are they going to dismiss your case? Because you was plotting to kill somebody. It's like them about their free will, and let alone have them robbed. And then you involve other people into it too. There's certain individuals that can't tell their story today. There's certain people that feel embarrassed as to what they experienced and endured. My content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. When someone comes into your life to project black magic, witchcraft, lust, love spells, and they act like they're so invested in your time and day, but the whole entire time they're trying to line you up, trying to paint you out to be the villain of their story. And this is what they do. They project love spells on men and women. It doesn't matter if they sexual orientation. If something was truly yours, you wouldn't have to sex them with their free will. You wouldn't have to have them robbed. That's a crime. And then the people that you go to, or whatever the case may be, they getting caught up in your bullshit because they realize this person have common sense. I didn't even think for myself. Hold on one second. What was I thinking? Because it shouldn't matter what someone has going on in their life. And I say this respectfully. Nobody should be put in a situation where someone is trying to psych some of their free will when it comes to their pockets. You say you want to sex somebody free will, and then you want to have them robbed. That's two different charges. And then you got a community plotting against an innocent person because they don't want to take accountability for what they did when it came to manipulation. And then you're wrong for speaking up for yourself, and they want to paint you out to be the villain. So they got to blackmail you. It takes a whole group of people to go up against one person because folks got controlling issues, because folks don't like this innocent person. You know, this type of stuff happens to people in real life. It does. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. It shouldn't matter where you are in your career. It shouldn't matter if your grandmother, your grandfather, your loved one left you inheritance or not. For someone to try to come into your life to trauma bond you, to manipulate you. Sometimes a person don't even have to know you to do these type of things. Someone sees you walking by yourself. Someone sees no one's coming in and out of your apartment. Someone sees that you holding your own weight. And I don't mean drugs, and I say that respectfully. I mean yourself. You're able to hold your own confidence. You're able to hold your own self-esteem. You're able to hold your own self-respect up. When it comes to balance, and hold on one second, you're holding it together. You're just trying to get better with time and day. And how someone would sit there and prey on an innocent person to commit a crime. They see somebody walking with a cane. They see somebody walking with a crunch. You know, things happen in life. All it takes is that 1 second. I don't wish bad on nobody. Your life can change forever within a split of a second. And the first thing that someone looks at you is a dollar sign. So they see that they look at you like a dollar sign. So now you want to take at your free will when it comes to your conscience. And then when you speak up for yourself, you can't talk to certain individuals about what's going on because they're going to look at you like you're bugging, you're hallucinating, or whatever the case may be, you're crazy, but not one time. You don't even have to express yourself to somebody as to what's going on with you. You can even sit there and lie to somebody about something, and they will still try to suck at your conscience when it comes to your free will. My content is not for everyone, and I say that respectfully. This type of stuff happens in different communities, and it's so not healthy. It's not the norm. And especially when someone's saying they changing their life for all the right reasons to get themselves together. Someone started a new job. They couldn't wait to go to work. They couldn't wait to start their inventory when it came to being an entrepreneur. Only to realize that someone trying to go up against them, it's like what they conscious when it comes to their free will. All because someone felt like someone was established. Did it matter if someone knew the person or not? No. You don't have to know somebody or not for them to have these ill intentions towards you. And I don't wish bad on nobody. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. But it's so funny how when someone bullies you, disrespects you, and then when you speak up for yourself, they said that you're wrong. You're far from being scared. And then you want to say that you want to beat somebody up, have them get locked up, blackmail them, lie on them, plot against them, plot situations that make someone seem like they was there that day and they wasn't. This type of stuff happens. It does. It doesn't matter what tax bracket you in. Always be yourself and never allow someone to make you feel like you have to live in fear. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day from going point A to Z. My content is not for everyone. It's not. When you actually experience what you've been through in your life, and one thing you don't have to do is lie, The energy is different. When you don't run from your past, they will never understand why you stand before yourself today. And never feel wrong expressing yourself to the wrong person. Because when the right people walk into your life, they hear you and they respect you. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. Have a safe year, weekend, day, evening. You matter, you're worthy. Always be your authentic self. Never allow someone to make you feel like you have to live in fear. We usually fall from a hater, fall from a copycat. God installed the blueprint within you to become your authentic self, something they can relate to. They try to say that you're watered down, you're the copycat, but that was never the case because you wasn't trying to catch a case. Always be yourself. I'm not using respect. Peace and respect, so respect your neighbor. Stop the bond, humanity worthy. No, my content is not for everybody, and that's okay. Don't dim your light, neighbor, 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 neighbor. Always be yourself. You mad and you are worthy. I'm not using respect. Have a good day. Stop the violence.